Hi everyone. Okay, today I'm doing a little lesson. This is a hack, a tip, a trick that in my opinion is literally applicable to just about any writer out there. I don't care if you're in high school, if you're in college composition 101, if you are a graduate student, if you are a novelist, a poet. I think this trick is fabulous. I use it all the time, and I work with writers every single day. I work with those composition students. I work with those MFA graduate students. I work with those writers wanting to get published, writers who have been published. That is really sort of my life as far as my non-personal life goes. And I am astounded at how many people do not know about this trick. Now, I am focusing specifically in Microsoft Word here. I work on a PC. I'm sure there is something that is as good or perhaps even better for those of you who do not work on a PC. But for now, I'm just going to talk about in Microsoft Word the Read Aloud feature. So to get to this, let's say I just go to Home. And I'm just looking at what I have up here is sort of the tools I have immediately available to me. I go to Review, and then over here, kind of toward the top left of the screen, you can see hopefully my cursor. I know this, some of you are watching on your phones and this is probably hard to see. You will see this little feature called Read Aloud. Again, even experienced authors who I talk to and work with tell me, I can't believe I've never known about this feature. It is fabulous. Okay, click on that. You'll notice here I have put a very classic, for some of us who have been around for a while and who had typing class in 8th grade. Hello, let me hear from my Gen Xers there. This was perhaps one of the first phrases that you all learned to type, just because it is the first phrase I learned to type. Because this sentence, I have not fact-checked this carefully, but I'm quite sure it's true that it contains every single letter in the alphabet. So for new typists especially, it forces you to access every single letter on the keyboard. So the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Let's say I have a typo in there. Let me put a Z in there for good measure. And let's put the quick brown foxes. Let's say I'm drafting because I'm a novelist and I haven't had enough coffee yet. So I'm just working on this rough draft of the story and I'm really passionate about it. So I'm working really quickly. But, you know, I'm not really tracking. I'm not really paying attention to what I'm writing. Well, hopefully my eyes will catch this. But when it comes to smaller errors, especially oftentimes my eyes don't catch it. I know my students' eyes don't catch it. I know professional writers who are writing all day don't catch it because we all still find typos. We all probably find, I know I do, I shouldn't say we all, but I know many of us have probably found typos in books published by distinguished publishers. So even with professional editors, professional copy editors, proofreaders, it's not unheard of for typos to go under the radar. And that's really not the end of the world. But for the big stuff, and the little stuff, you want to try to catch as many of them as possible. Okay, so again, we've gone to Review up here in the menu, and then we've gone to Read Aloud. If I have my cursor here at the beginning, and I go to Read Aloud, let's see if it will work.
The quick brown foxes jumps over the lazy dog.
Okay, let's try that again. Oh, I have to put my cursor at the beginning.
The quick brown foxes jumps over the lazy dog.
So that robotic voice reads it as it is. Now, some people will say, oh, but the voice is so robotic. Let me tell you, I have had this voice read entire novels, my novels, manuscripts, pre-publication, back to me. And there's something about that voice being very dispassionate, very kind of cold and clinical and robotic that I think actually really, really helps because the errors, and I'm going to turn this up a little bit, the errors actually jump out, I think, even more. So one of the neat things about this Read Aloud voice is if you look over here, it's easy to miss on the right side of your screen. And this might be somewhat dependent on the version of Word that you have. I don't have Windows 11. I don't have the brand spanking new version. I have whatever came before that. Windows 2013? I don't know. I don't keep track of versions really. But in this version, I think this is pretty standard. You have these controls. So you can jump back to the beginning.
The quick brown foxes jumps over the lazy dog.
You can go back to the beginning and pause. Let's say you catch and you can also, by the way, go to reading speed. Let's slow the voice down. And let's also choose a different voice. This has been Microsoft David. How about Microsoft Zira? Okay, then we're going to go back and then I'm going to pause it.
The quick brow and
Wait a minute, what did she say?
The quick brow and
Yeah, she said brown. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to fix that.
brown foxes jumps over the lazy dog.
Wow, okay, I put foxes. Oopsie. I got to fix lazy. So obviously I'm kind of having fun with this. But let me tell you, when you have a 60, 70, 80 plus word manuscript, I don't write those huge tomes, by the way. I'm not a fantasy writer, not a dig on fantasy writers, but often you all are writing these. They're bricks. They're huge. I'm not one of those. But often my manuscripts will be, 60 and up, 60,000 words and up. This is amazing because you're using your eyes, at least I do, as the voice is reading it, and you can slow it down, or you can have, if you're pretty sure everything's good, but you want to do just a quick review, let's speed it up and let's change it to Microsoft Mark. And let's go back to the beginning. Wow, that was really quick. I mean, you'd have to be like a super, super quick person to get that. But you can kind of get the picture. So you can do speed, you can do voice. I think Mark's and Zira's are the least robotic voices.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
Dude, right? And again, they change depending on the speed. Anyway, not to put too fine a point on it, this is a fabulous tool. I encourage all of you, even if you're not a creative writer, you're not a novelist, if you're a poet, again, if you're in high school, junior high, if you are in College Comp 1, if you're a graduate student in some non-writing field, right? I work with a lot of psychology students, a lot of business students, and writing is fundamental to those disciplines. So whatever you're doing, wherever you are in your writing journey, or your writing career, or you're writing because you have to for work, for school, etc., even personal writing, letter writing, emails, this tool is fabulous. I haven't seen a lot out there on it. It's been around pretty much forever. So I just wanted to give it a shout out. It's one of the tools that is readily available and I hugely appreciate. I hope this has been helpful. Alrighty, bye.